And welcome to today's top story. Always one of Sault Ste. Marie's top stories, of course, is Brad Jacobs and his curling team. Always, Brad, so good to see you. And I have to say, you're so accommodating. Whenever you're available to do this stuff with us, you always say yes. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for. And you guys are fantastic with getting us in the spotlight every once in a while and keeping our name going. So happy to do it.
Mm-hmm. Now, in doing some research for this particular interview, because you had such an awesome success in Thunder Bay, it had been some time prior to that. While I was doing the research, I was reading some articles. Man, sports writers are tough people.
They can be.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they can be.
They do
That's
not
why
miss.
we don't read a whole lot, to be honest. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to a lot of news out there every once in a while, but certainly when it comes to stuff about our team, I think it's best to just ignore it and just keep the blinders on and keep moving forward and not read into too many articles about us.
Well, it gets, I think, to where you would get self-conscious.
You can. Yeah, you need to have a
Right?
certain amount of understanding and mental toughness around stuff like that, and really just kind of try to stay true to yourself and know that some of that, all of that stuff that's being written, that when it's negative, really is untrue.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, between the Humpties Champions Cup in 2017 and to Thunder Bay on the Tour Challenge, how are things going?
Yeah, things were up and down, I would say, and I would definitely say there was a lot more down moments than those up moments. We've gone through some hard times. You know, a lot of people, I think, if you're following our team over the course of that time, towards the end of last season, we had to make a really tough decision whether we were going to stay together as a team or not, which we did decide to stay together as a team. And so we hadn't won a whole lot. The last event we won was the Shorty Jenkins Classic. That was a little bit over a year ago, and the Grand Slam that we won before that was a little over 18 months ago. So in that time period, we experienced a lot of lows, and it's not easy when you're going through things like that. It especially makes it difficult to stay together as a team. You start to question whether we can still win or not, and whether it's the best thing to stay together moving forward. But we did decide that it was the best move to stay together. And we've had a really good start to this season. We lost the Shorty Jenkins final, we made 2 semifinals, and now we just won a Grand Slam. So things are looking good.
Let's take a look. We have some video of the last rock. This is absolutely phenomenal. You're so intense here.
Well, this
And
one
watch
was,
this.
this one was, that was a triple that we made
Yeah.
in another end. This is the last shot right
This is it?
Yeah.
Now watch the sweeper.
Yeah, they were pretty fired up. We all
That's
were.
awesome, right? That's awesome. So at that point, you know, you talk about the ups and downs and how things are going all the time, and the emotional parts of it and the physical parts of it and the sleep part of it, and all of it is such a big picture. When you throw that rock, that last rock that you threw, did you know it was going to be a good one?
When I let it go, I knew that my job was done in terms of, we were really lucky to have that shot to win, I would say, because I had just thrown it on my first shot. So to have it on my last, it was virtually identical. When I let it go, I knew that the weight was perfect and it was on target. From there, it was, let's just call it right and not screw it up. So it was a great team shot. I threw it well. The boys swept it perfect. Ryan Fry called the line perfect. And we made the shot perfect. And I think the biggest reason why you saw so much emotion out of everyone was because I think it was a little bit of the frustrations of the past 18 months really just coming out all at once because of all those low moments, and to finally feel like we had gotten over that and got the monkey off our back, so to speak. That's one of the reasons why we're so excited.
So once you do the Olympics, I mean, and then you bring home gold, I mean, my goodness, the lull after that, the dip after that, emotionally, excitement-wise, is that difficult to deal with?
It is. It is, and we.
I mean, you're up here, you can't get better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it's not just us as curlers, it's all athletes, I think, when they go through something so spectacular, and really all your dreams and everything that you've envisioned, hope, and you hope would happen in your life kind of all comes true at once. It's an incredible feeling. It's really can't be described. So when you come back to the real world and reality, there's a lot of athletes out there that struggle with depression shortly after, and it can last an extended period of time. So it's really, really important to have people in your corner that can help you out with that, and people that you can talk to. Yeah.
Is there ever a point after such a big high where you wonder, I got to find the love for curling again. I got to go back to the beginning. Does that help you to get past that?
I would say that we all kind of, I think, felt that a little bit, especially last year. If I'm just speaking for myself personally,
yeah, of course.
I won't speak for the other three, although if they were here, they would. But for myself personally, I was kind of at that point last year in a few events where I really didn't have that love for the game like I used to, and finding that was kind of of utmost importance. I can safely say that now I do have that again, and not just because we won last weekend. Going into this season, I was really excited to play. I know that we all were, and I think this win has rejuvenated that even more in myself and everyone on the team. So we're really just looking forward to getting back out there in a couple weeks. And we got 2 really big events back to back. And to be honest with you, I see no reason why we can't win them both. So
I see no reason either.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about the love of curling, and it's something that, I mean, you've had for a long time. You were a kid when you started this. It must be devastating when you realize it's not there right now.
Yeah, it is. You never want to feel like you want to quit the game that you fell in love with as a kid. It's really an awful feeling. So yeah, I don't like to talk about it too much because it's because we're over that now. But
I think it's important though, because I think that people who are like yourself, an elite athlete, go through things like that, and it's an okay thing. If they hear you talk about it, somebody who's on a lesser level playing hockey, all of a sudden does really, really well, and then the next season doesn't, I don't like hockey anymore.
Yeah.
That can be a reality, but it can also just be a reaction and a feeling that you have to work through.
For sure. I think it's important to accept it, identify it, and then put a plan together moving forward in order to help yourself get over that and feel better and find that spark and that passion, that love for that sport again. And that's something that we can talk to. We've experienced that. But right now I'm just really excited where we are as a team, where everybody kind of is individually from a mental standpoint, and how we're getting along on the ice is the best it's ever been.
That's awesome.
It's really a joy to be playing with these guys and still be out there competing at a high level.
And you know what? You got to remember, every win is a win. And if you're getting along and you're still, doing great, the 4 of you are playing well together, and everybody's on the same page, that win has to feel awesome.
Oh, it feels amazing. And to be honest with you, it feels amazing to come home having won something. For too long, there was a stretch where we didn't win, and you come home and you run into people and you lost again, and
people aren't shy about telling you, right?
No. Some are better than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to come home and to genuinely, because I think a lot of people, EJ and I were talking about this the other day, he mentioned it actually, but a lot of people who have been following us, especially through the tough times, I think they really felt like the true people that know us and follow us, they could see that we were going through some tough times, and they felt bad for us. And to see us come through that and now win this last event, those same people are thrilled for us. And you can genuinely tell that when they come up to you and congratulate you and look you in the eye, that they're excited and genuinely happy that we were able to pull through all those tough times and win a big event again. So it's great to do it for everyone, especially Sault Ste. Marie. We know that we have so many amazing fans in this city. We're very lucky. And Peter Ricci and I, when he calls, we talk about it often. He talks about how he can't believe how much people love us. And
Yes.
And we're very fortunate. We want to win as much as possible, not only for ourselves, but especially for the city of Sault Ste. Marie. So
I'm glad that Peter brought that to your attention, because I think that obviously you must know that, but when other people, Peter's been in sports for years and years now, so he knows sports so well, and he knows his community so well.
He does.
To hear from him that people have your back must be awesome for you guys.
it is, and it actually surprised me a little bit.
Did it? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
because
expect them to not like you guys so
Well,
much because you're losing now,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I don't know. It's to hear it from a guy just like you described, like him, who's been around the community for so long and in sport, and I can really tell in his tone of voice when he says that people truly love us in this community. The way he says it,
He means it.
he means it, and to hear that coming from a guy like him, it is a little bit. It's eye-opening, and we want to make sure that we do everything we can to continue to be great ambassadors for the city of Sault Ste. Marie and the sport of curling, and everyone who supports us, our sponsors, everything like that. So we're very lucky.
And you know what? We have to talk a little bit about the new coach, or potential new coach, who's sort of Adam Kingsbury is perhaps the next coach. Is that
Yeah.
official yet?
Well, you know what? I don't think it's a secret anymore.
No.
I can say it here today. We're definitely gonna work with Adam going forward, and we're gonna continue to work with Arthur Perlini as well. He's been with us and in our corner forever, and he's just a great friend and a mentor, and really another guy that we can draw on for the mental aspect of the game, the mental toughness side. You can never have too many. I don't think you can ever have too many people in your corner when it comes to that stuff. And Arthur's known us a really long time. He knows our characters individually, and we're going to continue to work with him and Adam. I think it's just going to be great going forward, having those guys looking out for us. And
Is it
hopefully
tough to learn new techniques from Adam? Or is it just stuff that you already knew and he's reminding you of? Like you mentioned
Yeah.
patience in one of the articles that I was reading. You know, we have to stay patient and wait for it. And
Yeah, I think just a fresh new perspective. I think it is a lot of the same stuff that we've worked on before, but hearing it from someone else kind of in a different way sinks in between the ears a little bit more. And he's put in a lot of time outside of, because he wasn't officially our coach or anything for
Right.
the last several months, but he was studying us. So he was doing that just on his own volunteer type thing.
wow.
And he really did a lot for us last weekend. I can safely say that if we didn't bring him to that event, I don't know if we would have won without his help. So excited to work with him and Arthur moving forward, and hopefully we can continue some great things.
I have no doubt you will continue with some great things. I really appreciate that you came down and talked to us a little bit more about, you know, the emotional, mental aspect of the game and how important that is, because I know you're very used to talking curling and the stats and all that part of it. But I appreciate you coming down and talking to us about it.
Hey, thanks for having me, Lou.
No problem at all. Come back and see us real soon.
Yeah, you got
Now,
it.
you know what? There is life beyond curling. And even Brad Jacobs knows all about that. We have this video. Watch very carefully. It's just a lovely video.